Why is the name Emmanuel so important? The word Emmanuel comes from the Greek rendering of two Hebrew words, immanu, with us, and El, God. Thus in English it is found as either Emmanuel or Immanuel. Isaiah 7:14 is the first place the word appears in the Bible as Immanuel. Here, the Lord speaks through Isaiah the prophet to Ahaz, king of Judah. At this time in Israel's history, the land was divided between the northern and southern kingdoms. The northern kingdom was often designated Israel and the southern Judah. Ahaz was afraid because the northern kingdom had joined forces with the neighboring land of Syria, and he believed they would seek to destroy him and his people. But God tells him, "It shall not stand, and it shall not come to pass." 7:7. Ahaz does not believe him, and so God gives him a sign that this will be. So through this popular Christmas Bible verse, "Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Immanuel." Isaiah 7:14. Matthew draws from this prophecy. The prophecy served its purpose in Isaiah's day, but Matthew saw in it a fuller purpose, which was to point to the coming Messiah who would also be conceived by a virgin. In Isaiah, the prophecy of 7:14 is directed to the house of David, and its prophecy of a child to be born prepares the audience for the prophecy of 9:6-7 of a child who is to be born for us, and whose multiple and still more extravagant title marks him out not only as the Messiah of the line of David, but also as mighty God, everlasting Father. Thus, the passages in Isaiah invite a fuller interpretation, and this is what is given in Matthew's account of the birth of Jesus. The name Emmanuel points to the prevalent biblical theme of God's presence with his people. The idea of God with us is the embodiment of all of God's promises to Israel and to all who will trust in him. Through sacrifice and mercy, God makes a way to be with his people. Whether Israel in the Old Testament or the Church in the New Testament, all leading up to God's final act. In Revelation 21:3, "And he heard a loud voice from the throne saying, Behold, the dwelling place of God is with man. He will dwell with them, and they will be his people, and God himself will be with them as their God." Jesus is the ultimate fulfillment of this theme, both in his identification with humanity by becoming a man, and by his death on the cross for sin. In this sense, the word Emmanuel truly does embody the meaning of Christmas. The birth of Jesus, the Holy One of Israel, the Messiah and Savior of all men, has made a way for God.